Hello everyone, Necromancy for Kids here, back again, bringing some necromancy for you. This time I've got a top 10 list of Go format flip monsters. They'll be ranked mostly on how many times a deck including them has topped a tournament in GOAT, but with a little bit of my personal opinion and the help of other players who I've asked. Let's get started. Number 10 is Dark Mimic. While it might be one of the more boring level monsters, Dark Mimic has a lot going for it under the hood. It's a dark monster to fuel chaos decks, has a way to put itself into the graveyard by tributing itself on the standby for Dark Mimic level 3. It's also a level 1 for decks using Metamorphosis, and it can potentially net you a total of 3 cards with its effect. First, 1 card off its flip effect, and 2 more if level 3 is destroyed in battle. Still, its low attack stat and the decreased popularity of GOAT decks leaves it here at number 10 on the list. Number 9 is Mask of Darkness, with its ability to return a trap card from your graveyard to the hand. There are a lot of powerful trap cards in the game, like Mirror Force, Ring of Destruction, and Solemn Judgment, and at worst, you may be able to grab something like Jar of Greed to act as a delayed draw effect. However, due to the often conditional nature of trap cards, they're slower than spells, and they can be circumvented by Spell Trap Destruction or Royal Decree. It's often an afterthought in decks. Number 8 is Des Koala. Sporting a decent 1800 defense, which helps protect your life points, a passable 1100 attack that just barely lets it destroy most defense mode monsters in battle, and with an ability to inflict 400 damage to your opponent's life points for each card in their hand, the Koala is played primarily in Panda Burn, but it's also seen play in Goat Burn and Cat decks as a last resort summon target for Rescue Cat. Number 7 is Magical Merchant, that, when flipped, sends cards from the top of your deck to the grave until you hit a spell or trap, and adds that card to your hand. Magical Merchant is in a similar situation to Dark Mimic, being a level 1 monster for Go control decks, but being a light is usually considered more of a premium, and its effect allows you to potentially send a dark monster to the grave to instantly fuel chaos by itself. It does, however, lack synergy with the very popular Thunder Dragon, and can even end up milling your BLS or Chaos Sorcerer, making it a somewhat risky card to play. Number 6 is Night Assailant. Because Go format does not use the new text of cards, having 2 Night Assailants allows you to loop them into your hand repeatedly when used as discard fodder. However, even 1 Assailant can turn what would be a -1 from a card like Raigeki Break into a +0, and being able to set it and use its flip effect as monster destruction in a fail case is nothing to sneeze at either. Number 5 is Dekoichi. While it's never going to get that extra draw, 1 card is more than adequate enough. And with a 1400 attack, it can be surprisingly effective as a beat stick when needed. Able to trade with Donzalug and take out opposing Mystic Swordsman level 2. Many return decks also play it, since 3 Dekoichi banished by Nobleman of Crossout can lead to a free 4200 damage. Number 4 is Cyberjar. While it's found in less top decks than the previous 2 cards, I think the fact that it has a much more impactful effect in the decks that do run it should afford a higher place on this list for the jar. Cyberjar is used primarily in burn decks, where it not only gets you more gas, but increases the opponent's hand and field count, making cards like Secret Barrel stronger. In most other decks, it is a bit risky since it can sometimes benefit the opponent more than you, depending on what gets revealed. But very occasionally you will also see it in Chaos Turbo decks. Number 3 is Morphing Jar. When flipped, it makes both players discard their hands and draw a fresh 5 cards. Obviously, Morphing Jar serves much the same purpose as Cyberjar, but you can swing its effect into your favor by setting cards before it's flipped, allowing you to potentially get a +5 when the opponent maybe has to discard a full 5 themselves, netting a +0 on their end instead. Because of this, it has seen use in Go Control and even the side deck of some warriors. Number 2 is Gravekeeper Spy. There's no doubt that the widespread adoption of GK Spy in recent years has had a large impact on the meta. Cards like Air Knight Parshath and Vampire Lord, which used to be considered much better attackers, are now completely walled by this card's 2000 defense, and whenever it gets flipped, it creates a second wall for the opponent to try and get rid of. Even when not used defensively, flipping Spy on an empty board allows you to attack for 2400 damage, making it an effective aggro card. Not to mention it also makes good tribute fodder. Number 1 is Magician of Faith. Spell cards are easily the most powerful and versatile cards in Go format, ranging from draw like Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity, to essential cards like Heavy Storm, to cards like Snatch Steal that are effectively removal. The ability to not only grab back one of these cards, but being able to pick and choose based on the scenario, therefore makes Magician of Faith hands down one of the best monsters in Go format, period. There's a reason that even aggressive decks like Warriors will sometimes main deck the card. And that's the top 10 flip monsters in Go format. What do you think? Do you have swap places of any of the cards in this list? Is there a top 10 you'd like to see in the future? Be sure to let me know down in the comments below. And while you're at it, remember to subscribe to a Yugi tuber you like today, even if that isn't me.